Hi everybody, it's Mark C. Winters, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about history. You think about the Ford Motor Company, and do you realize that the Ford Motor Company was once in a place that may be very similar to where you are today? And really the same is true for a lot of American icons of industry of the past. If you think about McDonald's, you think about Disney, you think about Standard Oil, which grew up into a variety of other oil companies. They didn't start out as giants. So what I want you to think about is, as big as they have gotten and how we know of them today, back in their past there was a time when they were an entrepreneurial company, maybe a lot like the entrepreneurial company that you have right now. There's a lot of wisdom in the stories from those companies back then, if we will look. I'm reminded of the famous quote by George Santayana, where he says, and I paraphrase a little bit, but if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. So we need to look back there for those lessons and pull them out. I want to share with you today a passage from a book on the history of the Ford Motor Company. I think it's relevant for what we're talking about. The name of the book is The American Icon, Alan Mulally and the Fight to Save Ford Motor Company by Bryce Hoffman. And here's what Mr. Hoffman says. Though Henry Ford did not create Ford Motor Company by himself, he often acted as though he had. James Couzens, the company's first general manager, played the prudent businessman to his mad inventor, at least until he resigned in 1915. And here's a quote. Mr. Couzens said that while he was willing to work with Mr. Ford, he could no longer work for him. Wrote another early Ford executive named Charles Sorensen. The paradox is that but for Couzens and his organization and his domination of sales and finance, Ford Motor Company would not have lasted long. So what lessons can we pull from that? And I think there are actually a number of them. The first one is the idea that this visionary integrator relationship was key to the early success of Ford. But for Couzens, it would not have happened. It would not have been able to succeed and get off the ground and really get going. So that's one lesson. Another lesson is that things change. And, the market changes, the business organization itself changes, and the individual players in that visionary integrator relationship change. So I'm sure Henry Ford changed over that time, and I'm sure James Couzens did as well. So when you think about those changes, remember that mutual respect, it isn't easy, but it's vital. And when I read Couzens' quote there, it feels to me like maybe Henry started treating him kind of like a minion, and they lost that mutual respect. And in a form, they got off the same page. And when you get off the same page in that visionary integrator relationship, that's when things can really break down and turn in a different direction. Okay? So 3 key lessons to wrap this one up today. Let's learn from history. There are great lessons. There's great wisdom there. Number 2, mutual respect is essential, but it's hard work. And number 3, the same page is vital. So many things come back to the same page, so make sure you're on the same page. Thanks for watching today. At Rocket Fuel Ventures, we're all about creating the most powerful visionary integrator duos on the planet. And we do that by helping you crystallize what it means to be a visionary and an integrator, so you can understand if that concept can help you. And if you decide it can, to get connected with your complementary counterpart. And then finally maximize that relationship to make it everything it can be to help you take your company to the next level. So if you want more Rocket Fuel, please check out our website at rocketfuelnow.com, and that's where you can sign up for the weekly videos like this. Be sure you're getting these on a regular basis. You can also take the assessments so you can understand as a visionary or as an integrator where your strengths lie and what the shape is of your two-piece puzzles that can help you find that complementary counterpart. And finally, of course, read the book Rocket Fuel and keep those great reviews coming. So until next time, go Rocket!